Hi guys, it is Lily here from Crafting Through Mental Health, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as it will really help me out and you get to see all the videos I make. I normally make a video every Friday, so check that out, and also check all my links down below because I do Facebook live streams now and I've got Patreon and there's loads going on, so check out the description and let's just get into this video. Making friends as an adult isn't easy. Over 9 million of us in the UK, and that is a fifth of the population, feel they are often or always alone. That is a huge number, and we can definitely change that. When we talk about loneliness, I think a lot of people think automatically to older people, which is true. The elderly, sadly, due to being not able to get out as much and stuff like that, do feel more lonely. So with saying that, if you've got a nan or a granddad or a great uncle or someone you know, or your neighbour, even just having a conversation with them makes the world a difference. Take the time to spend time with them as well. But I will be mainly focusing on the younger age group. Obviously these tips can really apply to anyone actually. The 16 to 24 age group actually reported feeling more lonely, as in often lonely or always lonely, more than their older age groups. I think this is a shock because you think at that sort of age you're meant to be at the prime of your life and you should be living it up. But actually being part of this age group myself, I can actually relate to this. I sadly myself have felt very alone in the past. I felt like at points I had no friends, I didn't really see many people. And I was always kind of known for picking not great friends. I've definitely been backstabbed and, you know, I've learned a lot from it. So that's what I want to do today. I want to give you those tips to see what helped me. It's finding those people in your life that connect with you, relate to you, and treat you well and you treat them well. And that is what I found in my life now. I'm always busy. I like to have my alone time, so I do have a lot of kind of on my own time, but I do feel very content and very happy with the friendships and people I have in my life. The last thing before I get into the tips is, I need to fart. Even if you're feeling lonely, don't surround yourself by negative people. If you are hanging out with someone and you're leaving feeling very drained, very unhappy, feeling low, feeling worthless, getting teary, and you're like, well, they're the only ones I've got, don't do it. It's better to be off alone than be with someone that is bringing you down, won't put you up, drains you, can kind of use you. And you've got to remember it's a two-way street. If you're going on only one-way street, giving them your all and they're not giving you anything back, it's not worth it. And that's horrible to say, and it's, you know, I got told it for years and I was like, no, it's not like that. And through age, not that I'm that old, I have realised that, yeah, it's true. You need to get the negative people out of your life. That's not easily said, done, but over time you will find it worth it. You don't want to be around people that make you feel, sorry about my French, shit. Tip number 1, not actually finding friends in this tip. Learn to love yourself.
And remember, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here?
Like Mama Ru said, you gotta love yourself. Because at the end of the day, people don't want to be around mopey people. Now, the tip of loving yourself, everyone should learn to love themselves. Trust me, it's easier said than done. It takes time. And I've been there where I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I hated myself so much, and you know, that's what mental health does to you. That's what being around negative people does to you. And I will be making a video soon on learning to love yourself, so like I said earlier, subscribe so you can see that coming up soon. If you love yourself, people will see that in you and it gives you that little bit more confidence to help you. But also with saying that, be happy. Like, I know it's not easy all the time and stuff like that, but, and this is hard to say, but people do not like to be around people that are sat there like, and I don't want to join in, and you know, And this is hard to say because I feel like people that are like this are like, no, I'm not going to be like that. But, you know, people they want to be around people that are like, you know, not always out there. Like, I know I'm really out there and bright coloured. I'm like, hey, yeah, you're right. But that's me. You can still be quiet and be like, hey, hi, join in a little bit. You know, if you're playing games and stuff, don't be like, oh, you know, it's embarrassing. If that's not your thing, you know, that's not your thing. But join in. You know, it's all about fun. And I think having a laugh and, you know, letting yourself out there and, you know, people laughing with you. Like, I do silly things all the time, but people laugh with me, not against me. That's good. Like, that's fun and people like that. But obviously be yourself, but just try and be happy. I know that's really hard to say, and if you've got depression or anything, that's really tricky. But when you talk to people and stuff like that, don't always be like, oh, my life is so hard, me, because people are going to get down like that and they don't want to hang out with people that bring them down. So tip number 1, love yourself and come across quite happy and content and join in. Tip number 2 is joining clubs and getting on with social events. You're going to meet people there. So how do you do this? In the 21st century, it's not how it used to be, which was, I don't know, because I haven't been in many other centuries, but nowadays you have groups and events on Facebook. A lot of these tips are going to be Facebook related, so if you don't have a Facebook account, you might kind of want one if you want to follow these. You will find events, and it's so easy nowadays. You just go to your local events and it will kind of come up with different ones and it will suggest ones you like. And obviously having a hobby is always going to be great, and you have interests, so think about it. Join, even if you don't want to go out in there, you can join groups on Facebook, part of the Small YouTubers community. I'm part of the MCM Expo community. Actually got quite a lot of friends out of them, and you know, I don't meet them all straight away. Sometimes I just chat to people. I've got friends that I've never actually met, but I consider really, really good friends. A lot of them from on YouTube and other groups that I've been part of. Tip number 3 is a bit of an odd one. So if you're changing jobs, obviously if you're already happy in your job and you're making money and all that, don't follow this one. But if you're changing jobs, like many young people do, I would definitely suggest going for a job with a lot of staff, and a lot of staff your own age. I've had the problem of when I was working in hairdressing, even though I've made amazing friends out of the salons I've worked at, some of them, there was a bigger age gap, and then they were kind of doing other things in their lives where I was wanting to do other things, and you know, you don't meet as many people. Where the job I'm working in now, I work in retail, there's about 100 staff members or something of 2, and I've made so many friends out of that group, and we're like a proper little family, our work lot. So if any of you are watching, I love you guys. Also, there's always a lot of tensions in work and stuff like that. I know people can be annoying, but you just got to ignore it and not feed into the drama. I love a little bit of gossip, everybody knows that, but I don't really get involved in the drama, because I'm just like, you know what, I left school for a reason. So remember to be polite to people when you start a new job, and just be nice. If you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it. I know people are like, oh, I'm being two-faced, but actually sometimes that's better off. We can all have a moan, sometimes being like, oh my god, this person's winding me up. But, you know, sometimes not saying anything is actually better. Number 4 is join Bumble. So Bumble is basically like a Tinder for friends. Actually, you can date on there. Donkey's years, I wanted a Tinder for friends, because Tinder, I think, came out the year I started dating my partner, so I've never actually been on Tinder, and I wanted one for friends, because actually I knew a lot of people that met friends through Tinder, through like dating people or going on dates and then being like, oh, actually we're just good friends. So that's an option if you're single, but obviously if you're not single, not the best option. Basically you match with people and then you start chatting, but you can see their interests, and yeah, it's really, you know, just like Tinder and like that, and I think that's really good because it's on a location thing, and I've made some really good friendships out of that. Number 5. So you're starting to get friends through online and stuff like that, but really you're waiting to be invited out. sometimes it's got to be you to make the first step. Maybe they're waiting for you to do it, and you're waiting for them to do it, and actually you just need someone to go, hey, should we just get a coffee? I know that's really nerve-wracking, but sometimes taking that plunge can be the world of difference. So try and find some confidence in you, and just know that if you get anxious or anything like that, and if it goes wrong, just you can go home and you'll be safe. So, and actually if you are, let them know that you're quite nervous about meeting a new person, maybe bring another friend along, it's up to you, but get inviting, and if people invite you out, go. So it's that sort of rule, I kind of hate saying it, but accept all invites. It's like when they're like, oh, you want to get somewhere in your life, you need to say yes to everything. I'm like, with me, because I get very bad energy levels, like I get very tired very quickly and I get very anxious. I don't really like the whole thing of say yes to everything. I think you need to know your limits, and obviously do not push yourself too much. You don't need to go out every night, but if you get offered to hang out with a group or something, go. So that's always going to be better, and obviously if your friend is hanging out with other people and they've invited you, that's how you're going to get to know people. Number 6 is sort of going back on the topic of Facebook groups. So how I made a lot of my friends is through a local group, so it was my town's name, under 30s, and actually over 30s could join as well, but it was kind of just like to the under 30s. That sounds so bad, doesn't it? They lured us. But you know, you feel lonely, and I bet you feel like the only one in the world. It's not true. There are others out there, and a lot of us feel the way. I remember when we all met up, we all had that conversation of going, yeah, I don't really talk to people from school anymore. I work in this job, or you know, I kind of don't know how to meet people. And we all felt the same, and we were all from different walks of life. Now you might go, well, I've gone on Facebook and there isn't a group like this. Make one. Why don't you start the revolution and see other locals if they want to join and get friendly. We still meet up all the time, and actually it's really, really nice. One of them I met off Bumble actually, so I met them through 2 tips. Last but not least, enjoy yourself. Have fun, grow, and you know, it is upsetting at times when you think, I'm not making friends easily and stuff like that. You'll get there. Sometimes life is like that, but you will get there and you'll be so happy, and you know, life is up and down, but you'll get there. Hope you liked that video, guys. I will see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did, and comment down below. Do you have any tips that I didn't mention? And don't forget to check out all my links down below. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.